everyone, my name is Nicola. I am Simply a Stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, it's great to have you, and if you're returning, thank you for coming and spending some more time with me today. So we're going to do a stitch with me today. I'm working on my night cafe, and this is one. Let me just move this back so we get a bit more light on the subject. This is one that was being stitched 2/1 tent stitch on some 25 count using the snake method in 10 by 10 blocks. Really mainly so I can keep control of the counting. So yeah, let me just move the camera a little bit. There we go. I have done 163 stitches so far today, so I'm going to crack on, see how far we can get in this hour. Also, this is a chat video, so I'm going to go through some of your lovely comments. So if I just get into my place, and we will crack on. So I hope everybody is doing well. I'm not so bad, not so bad. Filming this on the Monday for release on Wednesday. It's Monday morning, so I've got, I'm a bit tired, but it was ever thus so, wasn't it, with Mondays? Mondays are they come round all too quickly after the week. You get Friday and then blink, and hello Monday. Anyway, just got this week in work, and then I'm off for a week, which will be nice. Me and Andy have got a little overnight planned for his channel, going down to Derbyshire, and it'd be nice to spend a little time together away from home. It's been a while. Last time I think we did that was November time when we went up to Cumbria. So yeah, so I am counting down, ticking off the days this week. And by the time you're watching this, I've got 2 more days to work. But right now, Monday morning, it feels like a mountain to climb. So, Stitchy World, what's happening in my Stitchy World? Not a lot. Didn't do again as many stitches as I'd like last week, which you'll have probably seen by now on my floss tube. But I did do a model stitch, and I got that done, completed and sent back. So I'm quite pleased with that. I'm just waiting. Well, I'm just waiting to hear when the next one will be coming. Oh my days. I've got a crop of comments, so I will be taking a look at those in a moment. Let's just grab out a couple of these. And we'll catch up on those. Oh, just pause a second. Sorry about that, text message came through, and I always worry when it's in the morning in case it's Lauren, but no, it's British Gas. They're coming to service my boiler today. Yeah, so as I was saying, I've got a lovely crop of comments again, which I shall be taking a look at in a mo. So yeah. In fact, let's open up the page. Oh my days, excuse me, yawning. It's not even too early, it's 7:30. I mean, I've been up since, well, I've been awake since 5, but still. Right, let's take a look at some of these here comments. Okay, so floss tube number 4 is where we begin. When I was talking about my health a little bit, and I had a few projects to show. Esther says, thanks for sharing, hope all goes well. It's with me having to have a few tests just to make sure that everything is in working order. Mrs. Miggins, 12 days ago, again, says, fantastic progress. Even when I have all day every day, I only get about 4,000 stitches because I play games on my phone. What a waste of time. We all do that. Great live on Sunday. They just get better and better. Yeah, they certainly do. I love my Sunday evenings. The Sunday live stream seems to have gone down an absolute storm, and it's really, really nice to see so many people joining in. And it's nice to have a chat. I mean, this week we were talking about shrinkflation and cost of living, and, you know, sharing as well some memories of younger days, which was rather nice. Well, not about the shrinkflation and stuff, but, you know. Okay. Need to colour out. I hope your health will get better very soon. I am on the mend, if not mended, by the time you're watching this. The doctor was wonderful. She was so supportive and really enthusiastic as well about my weight loss. 4.5 stone now, by the way, which is 63 pounds. I still have 45 to lose, but I'm getting there. Did the right thing to the going to the doctor. She sounds amazing, giving you a full health MOT. Always here if you need an ear. Thank you. Yep, doctor was absolutely amazing. You know, our NHS often gets negatives, but sometimes, you know, you find a little diamond amongst the field of sand. And, you know, the doctor I had was amazing. Hannah went with me, and, you know, even she said, isn't she's such a lovely doctor? And I have to agree. I don't often go to the doctor. I mean, my trip last week, or a couple of weeks ago, should I say, was the first time in 2 years. So I don't often go. And, you know, and as I get older, I know, and I get that I might have to go a bit more often, keep myself in good health. But, you know, I'm ticking over. Okay. Next comment. Katinka says, lovely stitching in progress. Hope your health improves and take care. And Sharon Marie, hope things improve soon. Nothing worse than something going round and round in your head, causing stress and upset. Absolutely. Good progress as usual. Catch up with you again soon, and happy stitching. Thank you, Sharon. Okay. Start that one. Oh my days, yawning away here. Feels so rude. I've got coffee, so. Michelle L says, wonderful progress and playing your personal life improves. So am I. Something that's going under the heading of unsolvable problems right now. And I have to work on and focus on the things that I can solve, which is what I'm doing. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my health. I'm working on work and the things in my personal life that are going well. Because what else can I do? If I continually focused on the negative, I'd never raise my head in the morning. So there we go. Okay. Norma says, wonderful progress. Your projects are all beautiful. Love Daughter of the Deep, so colourful. I do hope you'll be feeling better soon. Yeah, Daughter of the Deep is fabulous. I had it out on my live stream at the weekend. And the blues and the greens in it are just to die for. Really are. And the mixture of colours are so, so good. And yeah, it's because it's supersized max colour as well. It's really going to have an impact, isn't it, when it's done? Really going to have an impact. Linda Love to Stitch says, I hope you feel better soon. I love the progress on all your beautiful projects. Seem to be doing quite well this year on these. And, you know, I mean, I'm loving seeing the progress. I can't wait, though, for my first finish for Autumn Waltz to be done. And then Marry Princess, which I've not worked on for a couple of weeks. She's due to come out in rotation this week because I've been taking Autumn Waltz into the office. Yeah, I've not worked on Maui. Okay, next square. Just get a thread. Hibernation Stitcher, wonderful name. Says your projects are so beautiful. I think I do have a lovely mix. Thank you for that. Sandy. Lovely Sandy. And she says, amazing progress as always. Well done with the weight loss. Great achievement. Sorry to hear you have health problems due to personal stress. And I hope things improve for you soon. Great live on a Sunday night. How many people? Loads, and deservedly so. We're so pleased for you. Thanks for sharing and happy stitching. Yeah, that was a bit of a record-breaking live, really, because I actually had over 40 people in at one point, which was lovely. I think I was bobbing around the 35 at any one given time this weekend. But yeah, I get that some weeks I'm going to have more than others. There's no set distinction, is there, between lives as to how many I'm going to get. It's not something that I can predict. It's just lovely to see anybody, really. You know, one day hopefully I'll become as big as some of the bigger floss tubers, like, you know, Teresa and Karen, and when they do a live, they have hundreds of people, fast moving chat kind of thing. Meh, a girl can dream, eh? Okay, 498. Sharon Fennell says, brilliant stitching as always. Thank you, Sharon. I hope things sort themselves out. If you ever need to offload, I can always be contacted. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Sharon. It's lovely of you to say that. And, you know, to be fair, a few people have said the same thing, which is just marvellous, that, you know, people care enough to say, you know, you're not alone. You know, you can talk to me. It's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, it's much appreciated. You know, I do truly consider myself lucky to have so many friends in floss tube. Something's pulled through with this one. Let's just go back down. That's better. That's better. Bit of fluffiness had come through. MVC says, wow, the colours in Sailing Fairy are gorgeous. They certainly are. It's an absolutely beautiful colour palette for Sailing Fairy. And the more I do it, the more I'm enjoying it, you know. But yeah, the colours are just glorious. Patty says, wishing you a good resolution of your concerns and hope your blood tests results coming quick. They did, and they were all normal, which is the best news that I could have had, really. Because if something had showed up in my blood test, I think I'd have cried. One of the things that I had been diagnosed with was part of the reason why I'm doing my weight loss is a fatty liver. And I was talking to the doctor about it, and she said that the blood results indicate that my liver is functioning exactly as it should be. There are no concerns with, you know, any part of it. So whilst they don't routinely test for a decrease in fatty liver, because the blood tests are showing that my liver is running as it should be, knowing that the weight loss will be reversing the fatty liver, she's happy that my liver is in good shape, which is great. Wonderful news. In we go, come on. Cute. So the weight loss is twofold. Not only am I looking and feeling much healthier internally, I am becoming healthier too. It's fine balance, isn't it, with your health? But of course, you know, when you do get to be a certain age, you do tend to worry just that little bit more. You know, you get all these aches and pains and twinges that appear, and you very often find yourself asking, is that normal? Oh, that's in the wrong place. I need to take these out. Okay. Betsy says you certainly had a fantastic stitchy week. I did that week, yeah. Being off work that extra day certainly helped matters. Not going to lie. You know, when I can spend the entire day just parking my carcass on the sofa stitching, it's wonderful. In my mind, I'm hugging you so hard right now. Hope you can feel the love. Thank you, Betsy. Sue Landrio says, great progress this week. I hope you feel better soon. Sometimes medical illness is easier to heal from. Never a true word spoken. Something that's physical and medically treatable is eminently easier than something of the mind, isn't it? So yeah, never a true word spoken there, Sue. Thank you. You know, if I had an infection or something like that, it would have been so much easier to bear, wouldn't it? Let's go have a drink. Oh dear. Clara says, I've not seen you for a bit, Clara. I hope you're okay. Says, stitching helps with personal stress for me. Plus, I mostly go to my Bible and start reading or to my daily devotionals to pick up some very strengthening prayers. I'm praying you find consolation in some way. Stitching progress was fantastic. Thanks for another awesome video showing us your beauties. Thank you for that, Clara. I have to say, and you know, to be honest, I'm not a particularly religious person, but I can certainly see the benefit and comfort in devotion. And certainly as well the benefit in stitching. What I did find was when I was off for those couple of days that I went for a walk and it was just me and I didn't answer messages or anything like that. I kept my phone in my pocket, didn't have my headphones on or anything like that. And I just kept myself focused on just my own thoughts. You know, just had a clutter-free mind for half an hour, which helped enormously, to be fair. Cleared my head a little bit. I have wonderful support through work as well. And a supportive manager is worth its weight in gold too. So, yeah. Okay. Esther on my Realm of Middle Earth map. Stitch with me, simply says thank you. Thank you, Esther, because even if it's only a comment that says thank you, it all helps keeping me visible on YouTube. So thank you. Straight back to you, missus. So Lynette, we were talking on my last chatty stitch with me, can't even speak, which was published just over a week ago. Says, hi, I finished the stitching because Lynette was near to a finish on roses. Washed her before doing the back stitch and the beading, and started a small hard hanger piece while waiting for her to dry. Fantastic. And I know that you were beading, I think, while we were doing our live stream at the weekend. So, sounds like you aren't far away from a finish, my dear. We're cheering you on. And then Sharon Marie comes on to the same video. This was my last chatty stitch with me. I had sailing, no, I got this wrong on there. I had She Sleeps Out, the Stephanie Poyman piece. And Sharon says, Sharon Marie says, good stitch along with you. And listen to a bit of chat. Thank you for sharing. Enjoy your weekend. I had a weekend last weekend where this weekend just gone that I didn't do any overtime. So I thoroughly enjoyed my weekend. Wasn't sure if I was able to get any in, and I didn't want to commit to something that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do. So I just said to Andy, I said, no, I'm not doing any. He said, fair enough. Fair dues. So back to the Realm of Middle Earth. Jane Murray says, oh, hang on. Come on, thank you. Great stitch for me. Some of the songs at the beginning of the video, I saw actual scenes play out in my head. Yeah, Andy's the music maestro, and I do tell him, make sure you vary the music. And he has actually quite a nice sort of music library that he uses for his Village Idiot videos. So he borrows from that. And it's nice. It's, you know. Missy, lovely Missy, says, thanks for a lovely video again. You were my morning watch with my coffee. And I don't judge you if you're in the PJ all day. I do the same. If I don't have to go outside the house. Yeah, sometimes it's good just to relax in your PJs all day, isn't it? You write back when you have the time. I did reply to you, Missy. I hope you've got it. And hope you are doing okay as well. The new thread, I think, yeah. Rosemary Webber comments on my floss tube saying envy is stunning. Yep, certainly is, and you're looking ever better every time I pick her up. On next Sunday's live stream, if all goes to plan, it will be envy that I'm working on. I'm pretty sure it will be envy. Got this today and tomorrow, Maui Princess, and then, oh yeah, Roma Middle Earth. Yeah, it will be envy that I work on the live stream next weekend. So if Rosemary, you're able to join me on the live stream, you'll be able to see her in all her wonderful glory on there, and me carrying on working on her. But yeah, she's stunning, fast becoming a channel favourite. Channel favourites are Envy, the Realm of Middle Earth map, and Stitching Shelf. Those are the videos that get seemingly the most reactions, the most comments and things. They are popular pieces, and it's lovely. I seem to pick some nice pieces that people really do want to see. Michelle L says, congratulations on your weight loss. I'm down 51 pounds myself and working hard to keep going. Happy to hear you're doing better this week. That 51 pounds is amazing. Well done, Michelle. It's hard, and I know it's hard because, you know, even now, almost 6 months in, you know, I still want, you know, a pizza or a burger or something that's really, really unhealthy. And I know that if I do slip back to that, I'll just carry on doing it. So for me, abstinence is the better path. But, you know, absolutely amazing, fantastic, that 51 pounds. It is no mean feat. Linda Love to Stitch says, your progress on your project looks so good. It's amazing the number of stitches you've done. Very impressive. Good for you on your weight loss. I've said this a few times about my stitching numbers. I'm so lucky to have an amount of free time, and I stitch at a rate of about between 200 and 250 an hour. Unless it's confetti heavy, then it drops to about 100 to 150 an hour. With this one at the moment, I'm working on about 150-ish an hour. The model stitch I did had 1,256 stitches in it, and it worked out at about 5 hours. There was a little bit more prep though for it because it was on 6 count fabric with 6 strands. Oh, that's hard work. When you're used to doing 2 strands on 14, 16 or 18 count, and when we used to do 1/1 on like 25 count, to go into doing 6 strands on 6 count, it's like, whoa. It was fun though. We were talking on my live stream about coverage. One of my ladies was working on a piece where 310, black 310, 2/1 on 14 count, and the coverage wasn't all that. And I said, well, you know, certainly for 14 count with black, I would potentially be inclined to up to 3 strands. And I was saying about how when I'm working with 6 strands, I'd had to cut the length of fabric and then separate all the strands and then put them all back together, because then it created the strands, the thread laying more like that rather than like that, if that makes sense. Because, you know, when you lay them all flat together, they tend to cover a wider area than when they're all sort of twisted up, as though you know, when you pull them directly from the skein. If you see what I mean, they tend to be a bit twisted, don't they? Oh, I'm hearing noise from next door. They've been absolute nuisances these last few days. They've got a toddler, and I understand about toddlers. I've got children myself. But, you know, this little chap, he has got a pair of lungs on him. For Saturday morning, for 25 minutes straight, he was having a screaming fit. And like I said, I've got children myself, and I remember what those toddler days were like, but holy moly. It just didn't seem to be anything done, if that makes sense, to stop the fit, stop him screaming. I know sometimes you can't, but, you know, eventually they took him out of the room. But I hear clunking from next door, which doesn't bode well. Anyway, moving on. Patricia Pillin says, your progress always amazes me. I struggle with stitching each day. Keep up the good work and sharing your projects. I know that I stitch a lot. I do stitch every day. Even if it's only 50 stitches, I'd stitch every day. I'm not, even though I get a lot done, I'm not the fastest stitcher. And I certainly don't have the biggest numbers. I don't know if you've seen Komari. Komari keeps doing like a monthly update, and she's working on World Travel Bookshelf, I think it is. In January, she did 69,000 stitches, nearly. And I was like, holy moly. I was on my live at the weekend, and Sharon and Fennel asked me, you know, she said, did you see how many that she'd done? And I'm like, nope. And after the live stream, I went and looked at the video, and there were some days when she was getting well over 3,000 stitches a day. I mean, I could do 2,000 a day if I push it, but I've got to be working from dawn till dusk and doing nothing else. But I do see, when I'm watching the videos, that she's lightning fast. Short lengths of thread, lightning fast, and obviously has lots of prep. You know, whether or not she's got some needles already threaded, I don't know. But oh my word, unbelievable how quick she can stitch. You know, this is why I say I'm kind of looking forward to retirement, because I can get my stitch on like she does. You know, this piece isn't going to be finished until 2060 at this rate. So I have to get some miles under this one. After the year of the gecko next year, I think we're going to do a finish focus for the next sort of few years until, you know, we get them down, really. I'm going to try not to start anything new for a good long while, because I'm bringing in 8 gecko projects at the very least. And I've also got, I was thinking yesterday, I've got 2 mirabilias, well, a mirabilia and a Nora that I'd like to start. And I've also got some half-finished stuff that was sent to me, which I'm also might want to bring in too. So, yeah, lots of stuff. Let's just move the camera. Oh, sorry about that. It's caught my camera there. I want to move it a wee touch because I'm going into this square in a moment. Let's just refocus. There we go. Clara says, and my last floss tube. It's a fantastic how she's worded this. Every whip is looking so beautimous, which I'm assuming is beautiful and maybe fabulous. Glad to hear the tests you've done show that you're in great health. Also, continued weight loss is phenomenal. No plateauing for you. Well, I hope not. You're doing absolutely great. Take care. Oh, what have I done here? I've gone the wrong way. Never mind. We'll put it back to right. Carol Baldwin. Hi, Carol. I've lost my thread. Hold on. Hold that thought. She says, I'm so far behind on my floss tube. Love the Carolyn Manning. I need to add that to my next year's plans. This year is no new starts. You get so much accomplished in a week. It amazes me. Thank you, Carol. Hope you've caught up on your floss tube. And do join us on the live on a Sunday if you can make it. It'd be fabulous. Joe Sorensen says, hi, Nicola. On my floss tube number 4. Envy's face looks great. How many geckos does that make for 2025? I'm going for 8, Joe. I've got 7 at the moment, and including the one that's on order. And with my voucher, I will get at least another 1. Depending on what it is, I potentially could eke in 2, but we'll see, because the voucher will come and it'll be like £120. Because I, 10, is it 120? Is it £12? I can't remember. Anyway, it'll be a good sum that I can put towards another kit. Because it's like £10 or £12 a month. It might be £12 a month, which would make it 144, which might very well eke out 2 kits depending on what they are. So yeah, at least 8. It's going to be exciting. Oh yes, it certainly is. Glad you're feeling better. Looking great too. Have a good week. Thank you, Joe. Okay. Last stitch in this square. Right, let's just move these threads and then we'll get cracking on the next one. Doing quite well today. Unhook the threads for this one. Okay. How do you manage to get so much stitching done in a week? I'm lucky if I get a little over 2,000 stitches in a week, says Anario. Anario. Early starts, stitching away during my lunch hour, working from home, having a great husband who cooks and cleans for some of the time, obviously not all the time. Taking advantage of every moment I can to stitch. I stitch on my lunch break as well, when I'm certainly, well, even if I'm in the office, because I take a piece with me. I'm not afraid to bring out my stitching wherever I am. I've stitched on pretty much every mode of public transport, apart from anything to do with cycles. I've stitched on buses, trains, planes, trams, cars, coaches. Yeah, it doesn't, there's no scenario in which I won't stitch. The weekends essentially are mine. Sundays, I usually get around 1,400 stitches done in a day on a Sunday, which is nice. Saturday, 1,100 to 1,200 stitches a day, which is nice. So weekdays can range from 200 stitches to 1,200 stitches, depending on, like, Mondays. My schedule goes like Mondays I go to supermarket, so I do a supermarket shop. Tuesdays I'm in the office, so I've got a lot less stitching time. Wednesdays I work from home. Thursdays I'm in the office, and then I'm out at my weight loss club in the evening, so even less stitching time on a Thursday. Fridays I'm at home with nothing in the evening. Saturdays, some weeks I'm at home, some weeks I'm out with Andy for a bit. Even if I'm out though, I usually take stitching with me and try and get about 1,000 stitches done during the day. And Sundays I'm definitely at home. So it really depends on what I've got on. If, say, for example, I happen to be working from home on a Thursday, I might go to the food discounters on Thursday after I've finished, which is another hour out of my time. I get up at any time after 5 o'clock in the morning and go to bed at around between 10 and 10:30 at night. After 6 o'clock, my time is my own, apart from, having like a quick bath and, tidy up and get my pyjamas on and what have you. My time's my own. And in an evening, I can get hunkered down, put something on YouTube, usually a crime podcast or something, and just stitch away. Don't even have to speak to anybody if I can help it. And, the girls are that little bit older, more self-sufficient, so I don't have to do an awful lot for the girls. They're pretty independent. Lauren's 14, and all I have to do in the morning is just literally simply make sure that she's awake. She's very good at being self-directed, getting herself out of the house for school. Hannah is her own independent person as well. So, and of course Victoria no longer lives at home, so I don't have to, be concerned about her either. So really it's just a case of managing my time, effectively. Like when I'm on my morning break from work, working from home, that's when I'll go and get my breakfasts, because I'm usually not hungry until much later on in the morning anyway. If there's a sink full of, washing up to do, then I'll probably stand and do that. And, try and do things in rather than do like housework over hours and hours, which takes time, I tend to try and do things in short bursts, because otherwise you just find yourself being resentful of it. There's more to life than housework, but you know, it's important to keep on top of things, isn't it? And Andy keeps on top of the washing and the drying. We share the cooking. And then other jobs that come up as and when, you know, we need to do them. We've got a good system. Of course, the girls, you know, Hannah keeps her bedroom space tidy. We'll not talk about Lauren's. I have a feeling a grenade is the only thing that would improve her bedroom, but there you go. Roxanne Green says, a few days ago, you've enabled me to buy the 7 Deadly Sins. Whee! You'll enjoy them. I'm doing Mini Wrath right now. I still think that Envy looks like velvet and she's stunning. Love your video. See you next time. Happy stitching. Yeah, I love the Sins. I mean, when Envy's done, irrespective of no new starts or whatever, I will be starting the next Sin, because I do want to do all of them. That is the only exception to my no new starts rule. But Envy won't be finished this year. I would imagine it'll probably be next year at the earliest. Sharon, I'm sure you would say something stronger than on your bike. Yeah, I would, but YouTube would wrap me knuckles if I said what I really meant. Nice progress. Good luck with weight loss this week. I'm not sure I can make the live. Congrats on reaching 1,500 subs. All the bouncing around 1498, 1499, 1500, 1501, 1503, back to 1499. By this week, 1,515 as of this morning. So subs are coming up nicely. You know, 15 to 20 a week is perfect, really. And if more people are being introduced to my videos, great. And if you are new around here, then welcome. Pull up a chair, grab your stitching, grab a favourite beverage and stitch along. Okay, so a couple more comments. And then we're going to call it a day on comments. So I'll save some for the next video. So Kelly S, or Kelly's 1549, says, hi Nicola, I have a question to which I'm wondering if you can answer in one of your videos. I only started stitching after the lockdowns and therefore don't know much about how difficult it was to get supplies during that time, i.e. floss, fabric, etc. The reason I'm asking now is because our government here in Canada are warning us that we might expect supply chain issues in the future. Also, because of all the talk of new wars brewing, I'm wondering if I should think about stocking up on floss and fabric, or if that isn't to be something to be too concerned about, again, based on past global issues. Thank you. Okay, so I was very lucky during the pandemic because I have bolts of fabric from my kitting days, so I was never struggling for fabric. However, I do know floss dyers who did struggle to obtain fabric. Add on to that, certainly here in the UK, things like Brexit and the issues with overseas trade, yeah, there were problems. I would say, for me, have a piece in extra to what you need. because you never know when a new start might come up. But if you're in Canada, Charting Creations are over there, so that might be a solution to your supplies. You know, Nikki at Charting Creations, I think she keeps a fairly reasonable stock in, so it might be worth reaching out to her, having a look on her website. In terms of floss, before I had my cones, I always kept a stock of certain colours in. So I looked at my projects and looked at the ones that were most used. So 310, 3371, 3799, 820, 823, etc., etc. So it's a case of having a look at what you've got currently on for your DMC and try and keep a bit of a stash. And of course, having a master set of other threads will serve you well as well. In terms of fancy floss, like Karen water lilies, Krynic, that kind of thing, there were huge supply issues during the pandemic. I was trying to get some Karen water lilies for my Nora, which I'm planning, fingers crossed, to start next year. And it took me over a year to get them. In fact, about 18 months to get them. So if you're using something with fancy floss like Karen water lilies, Krynic, Petite Treasure braid, that kind of thing, you might find difficulty in getting those when supply chains run short. If there is like another lockdown or something like that, of course, manufacturers are not able to manufacture at the speed that they had been. So if production slows down, output will slow down and supply chain will run dry. So try and have a bit of fabric stash. It's always a good idea, because as I said, you never know when those new starts will come upon you. And keep the popular colours in, the ones that you use a lot of. I certainly wouldn't, unless you're sort of regularly stitched with fancy floss, I wouldn't be sort of thinking of stockpiling those, to be honest. But also, you know, for obtaining stash as well, having a look on things like Facebook Marketplace, you might just find a few sort of bargains on there, which might just tick some stitchy boxes and enable you to enhance your stash without spending a lot. So a lot of people did take up cross stitch as a hobby during lockdown and then decided, nah, it's not for me, which is fine. You know, just leaves more stitching for the rest of us, doesn't it? So there you go. So that's what I'd do. Look at what's the most popular. I know that in the USA, things like cones of DMC are much more easy to acquire. In the UK, they are. That's the wrong colour. In the UK, they are for kitting purposes only. But yeah, definitely have a look at. I don't know about Canada, but certainly in the US, they have like Joann's and stuff that do have regular vouchers for money off. If it's a sale, try and get, you know, a few bits that you can afford, or do as I do, and for birthdays and Christmas, ask for gift vouchers or money towards stash enhancement. Always a good plan, isn't it? But yeah, that's what I'd do, and that's what I've done, to be fair. Like, you know, there was a time when I was first stitching that I couldn't pass a craft shop without at least picking up a few skeins of DMC, because even at the early stages I knew what was popular. You know, 310 black, blank. Ecru not so much. Some of the 800s, 814, 815, 820, 823 always seem to be popular for me. 3371, 3865. Just really just determining what your projects are telling you, really. It's in the wrong place. My tummy's rumbling. Right, okay, so one more comment, and this is from Sue's Loch 3175, who says, just found your channel and I'm getting ready to start the Middle Earth map. Love your projects. Thank you, Sue. Welcome. Hope you find something on my channel that you enjoy, and good luck with the Middle Earth map. Is it the Tilton one or the Haid one that you're doing? Do let me know. And with that, I'm going to leave my comments there. And we are at the end of our stitching hour already. Doesn't it fly? I have done 190 stitches, which is far more than I thought I was going to do. Let's just zoom out. So we've completed that one, did the whole of that block and started this one, and it's looking good. Some of these blocks go super fast and other ones are full of confetti and take forever. Lucky we've had a super fast session today. So before I leave you today, I'm just going to have my usual reminders. 3 videos appearing on your screen in a moment. If you've not watched them, please do go take a moment to have a look. Schedule is Tuesdays I do a floss tube, Wednesdays and Fridays a stitch with me, and Sunday evening from 7:30 p.m. UK time is a live stream. So please do go take a look at another one of my videos. It's how my channel is supported, is through your viewership. But other than that, all that's left really to say is thank you all very much indeed for watching. Take care, happy stitching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.